Hello, my name is AFarCryAway. Welcome to the video. Today we're going to be talking about Deathgarden Bloodharvest. Now, this game I had not had on my radar at all. Apparently, it has just been re-released with a totally, changed gameplay loop and gameplay style, and everything about the game feels really great so far. I honestly only did play this game originally because I got a free key for it. The developers of the game actually sent me a key and then didn't expect anything from it. I mean, technically it's a review copy, so I guess the insinuation was, hey, review our game, but they never explicitly said in the email, hey, review the game. So I was like, okay, whatever. Normally I wouldn't play a game like this that's just given out for free, because I typically see those games as they're probably not very good and the developers are just trying really hard to drum up any kind of attention for it. But in this case, I was looking at the screenshots of the game and I was like, this looks cool. And then I saw that it was made by the guys who made Dead by Daylight, and I was like, hold on a second, I've never played Dead by Daylight, but it looks great and I've always wanted to try it. So I was like, you know what, let's give this a shot. So I boot up Deathgarden. By the way, that's a really crazy name, but I booted up the game and I was playing solo, so I didn't have any friends to co-op with at the time, and I found myself just really addicted to it while I was playing. I was having a great time with it, and honestly, I've just been thinking about playing even more of it every day at work, and it's that kind of perfect game where you could get like a 15-minute session in. So let's say you're busy, you could probably play some Deathgarden Bloodharvest before work or whatever and have a pretty good time with it. So, and it's a pretty cheap game. It's only like $15 when not on sale, and it's been on sale for the past few days at $10, but by the time this video comes out, it's probably not going to be on sale anymore. They also had a free weekend going for it, and I sadly didn't make this video in time either to get you guys to be able to try the game for free. But hopefully my video here and all the other videos on the game can maybe give you a pretty good impression on it. So this is one of those asymmetrical types of games where one team is comprised of scavengers and one team is a solo hunter trying to kill all of the scavengers before a certain time limit is hit and or a certain cap is hit on the blood collected by these scavengers. Now the whole idea of this game is that you're in some sort of post-apocalyptic world where there's the rich people and they don't want the scoundrels to live there, so they send these hunters out to kill all the scavenger people before they have a chance to get to this great city utopia place. It's actually kind of a weird concept, but I think it's pretty neat and it plays into the themes of the game pretty well. So when the gameplay mirrors the whole theme of the story, I just think that's a really neat concept. But yeah, let's get into the gameplay a little bit. In the game, when you're playing as the scavengers, which is my preferred way to play, you're in third person, and you're kind of trying to sneak around, obviously, and stay out of sight of the hunter. And the hunter also has drones and other various traps and tools in which they use to take you down. They also have assault rifles, shotguns, projectile weapons, and you literally have nothing in which to defend yourself with, except for various escaping utensils and abilities, but we'll get into that in a second. Now, pretty much the whole aim of the game is you're running around trying to find these little pillars with bodies on them. You can collect blood from it, and then you upload the blood to these towers. Why do you do this? I don't know, but it's neat. And once you and your 5 teammates, or 4 teammates rather, because it's teams of 5, I believe. Once you guys collect, I think it's 125 blood, you are able to open up the portals in which to escape. Now, while you're trying to escape, you can be detected or seen from anywhere by the hunter, who is very fast and can get to your position very quickly. So if you're not very close to that escape portal, things are going to get really tricky, and sometimes it really just comes down to praying that he's paying attention to someone else and not to you. Really, there's a lot of tension in this game, and I love that. Now, while you're a scavenger and you're looking for the blood, you can actually mark things with your vambrace. Your vambrace is basically think about it like it's a crossbow for your arm. What you use this for is you shoot various boxes, which are ammo boxes or core boxes. These will give your team obviously more ammunition for their vambraces, as well as these cores that go towards their special abilities. Now, these special abilities are limited time use unless you collect more ammunition from the boxes for them, but they have really useful powers. Some of them are very helpful for team play. For instance, you've got one that turns your teammates invisible for a limited amount of time, ones that heal them and give them shields and other various perks, and these can come in really, really clutch and be very, very imperative to your victory. On the opposite side of the coin, the hunter also has abilities in which they can sprint really fast. They can drop down these motion detecting auto turrets that will light up anyone in their vicinity. They have all sorts of things in which to mess up players with. Now, I haven't played a lot of the hunters, and I've only played one of the 3 hunters that are unlockable in the game, but honestly, it's a good time, and I need to play them a lot more because it kind of feels like you're playing like Unreal Tournament mixed with a little bit of Quake, mixed with a little bit of, I don't know, something else like Doom, I guess. It's pretty fun to just run around. Actually, no, you know what? You feel like the Predator. That's what it feels like. You feel like you are hunting down humans and they're just like hiding from you. It's a good feeling. If you're really good at first-person shooters, you could probably jump into this game as a hunter and just tear people and teams apart. Right now, the balancing is one of the biggest hot points on the game, in which some people are saying that the hunters are too overpowered, and some people are saying that the scavengers are too overpowered, and it's too easy to play one or the other. In my experience, it kind of just depends on who's playing, right? If your hunter is a bad player, then of course it feels really easy to be a scavenger. But if you have a very good hunter, then obviously being a scavenger becomes infinitely more difficult. It really just kind of comes down to who you're playing with, and I'm sure there are some overpowered abilities that need to be scaled back for both the scavengers and the hunter, but at the same time, I don't know. I think right now the biggest issue is it's probably just too soon to tell. I'm sure with a lot more testing and a lot more gameplay, I'll start to notice things like that. But as it stands right now, the game feels pretty good and balanced to me personally. I could be totally off base with that, but for right now it feels good. There are special abilities and powers that you can upgrade. So like I said earlier, obviously you have those powers, but you can go to this vendor and over time, by playing matches, you can upgrade the abilities, and they basically just stack in percentage. So if you could heal 10% of your health with your ability before, now it's 15, next rank is 20, and so on and so on. Now, these could become overpowered later into the game's life cycle when most players are ranked up fully. Again, I can't tell yet, it's still too soon. So if you're willing to live with a little bit of an unbalanced experience, but you still want to play this game, I still recommend it highly. But just keep in mind that the devs are going to have to be paying really close attention to this game, and I'm not going to say it's a perfect experience, but in my experience so far, it has been very fun and rewarding, even though there could be issues in the future. Now, I know that doesn't sound like glowing praise, but honestly, this game has been some of the most fun I've had playing games in a very long time, which is kind of funny because really, I've had a lot of fun playing the Insurgency updates, but other than that, everything else has just been feeling kind of bleh, kind of like bland. And it's not that other games are bad, but I'm not feeling them. But every time I play Deathgarden, it's a good time, and I'm really into it, so I guess I'm just hoping this game gets a lot more content in the future. I hope we get more hunters, more scavengers, more abilities, more fun tools to play around with. It feels like this is the kind of game that could die very easily or thrive. It's very much like the kind of niche game that I feel like it deserves to succeed. And maybe it failed at first like Siege did, but maybe this game has the potential to rise above that and become something really special. And I can see it. I can see that it needs a little bit of tuning, a little bit of polish here and there, but once it gets that and some new content, it's going to be incredibly good. As it stands right now for $15, this is a lot better than most things you can get on Steam for $15. I would say this is better than a lot of those expansions that come out and a lot of full games that come out. Like, this is definitely worth your time if you enjoy asynchronous gameplay. If you enjoyed like Splinter Cell Spies vs. Mercenaries mode, this is basically that. So if you enjoyed that, this is a very fun time, and I imagine playing it with friends is going to be even better. So do check out Deathgarden Bloodharvest on Steam right now. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave it a like and subscribe for more content in the future. My name is AFarCryAway, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Stay frosty out there.